Welcome back, everyone, and thank you for joining me today. If you love coins, hidden treasures, and the incredible stories behind everyday money that can secretly be worth a fortune, then you are absolutely in the right place. Today we're diving into a fascinating and mind-blowing story about a small, ordinary-looking coin that most people wouldn't think twice about. It's the 1998 Liberty 1 dime from the United States, a coin that usually passes through hands for just 10 cents. Yet under rare and extraordinary circumstances, it can be worth an astonishing amount, reaching values reported as high as $782,000 or more. This is the kind of coin story that proves you never truly know what you might be holding in your pocket, your wallet, or an old jar of change at home. At first glance, the 1998 dime looks completely normal. It's small, lightweight, and familiar to anyone who has ever used US currency. Most people spend it without a second thought. But collectors know that value isn't always about age or gold content. Sometimes value is hidden in the smallest details, the tiniest mistakes, and the rarest accidents that occurred during the minting process. These errors and mint mark variations can transform an ordinary coin into a prized collectible that serious collectors are willing to pay enormous sums to own. The 1998 dime was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which is identified by the Mintmark. This alone already places it in an interesting category. The Philadelphia Mint is one of the most historically significant mints in the United States, and while it produces millions of coins each year, errors that slip through its strict quality control are extremely rare. When they do appear, they can create legendary coins that become the centerpiece of elite collections. To understand why a 1998 dime can be worth so much more than its face value, we first need to understand what makes any coin valuable. Coin value is driven by several key factors: rarity, demand, condition, historical importance, and uniqueness. Errors and mistakes play a massive role in uniqueness. When a coin is not supposed to exist in a certain form, but somehow does, it instantly becomes desirable. Collectors are not just buying metal. They are buying a story, a mystery, and a one-of-a-kind artifact of minting history. The design of the 1998 dime is part of the Roosevelt Dimes series, which began in 1946. The obverse features the profile of Franklin D. Roosevelt, a president deeply associated with the fight against polio and the founding of the March of Dimes. That historical connection alone gives the dime emotional and symbolic weight. Many collectors refer to it casually as a Liberty dime because it represents American ideals, freedom, and democratic values, even though liberty itself is not featured as a full figure on this design. On the reverse side, the torch, olive branch, and oak branch symbolize liberty, peace, and strength. These symbols reinforce why collectors often view even modern dimes as miniature representations of American history. But again, millions of these coins were minted in 1998, so normally they are extremely common. What changes everything is when something goes wrong at the mint. Mint errors can occur in many ways. They can happen during the design transfer, the die creation, the striking process, or even during planchet preparation. Each stage presents opportunities for mistakes, and while most are caught and destroyed, a few slip into circulation. Those are the coins that collectors dream about finding. One of the most valuable error types associated with the 1998 dime is the off-center strike. An off-center strike occurs when the coin blank is not properly aligned with the die at the moment of striking. The result is a coin where part of the design is missing, shifted, or cut off, leaving a blank crescent shape on one side. The more dramatic the off-center strike, and the more complete the visible date and mint mark, the more valuable the coin becomes. A severe off-center 1998 dime with clear details can command tens of thousands of dollars, and in extremely rare, high-grade cases, values can climb even higher. Another highly valuable error is the double die error. This occurs when the die used to strike the coin has a misalignment during the hubbing process, causing parts of the design to appear doubled. On a 1998 dime, doubling can sometimes be seen in the date, the lettering, or Roosevelt's profile. True double die errors are very different from machine doubling, which is far more common and far less valuable. A genuine double die on a modern dime is rare, and when confirmed by a professional grading service, it can drastically increase the coin's value. One of the most talked about and expensive possibilities involves wrong planchet errors. A wrong planchet error happens when a coin is struck on a blank intended for a different denomination or even a different metal composition. Imagine a 1998 p-dime struck on a penny planchet, or on a planchet meant for a foreign coin. The size, weight, and appearance would be noticeably different. These errors are extremely rare because planchets are carefully sorted by size and weight before striking. When a wrong planchet coin is discovered, it becomes an instant star in the numismatic world. Some of the highest prices ever paid for modern era coins come from these wrong planchet strikes. A 1998 p-dime struck on a silver planchet, for example, would be a numismatic sensation. While standard 1998 dimes are clad coins with no silver content, a silver strike error would defy expectations and ignite intense competition among collectors. Coins like this are the ones that can reach six-figure prices, pushing into the realm of hundreds of thousands of dollars. Another error that can greatly increase value is a missing clad layer. Modern dimes are composed of a copper core sandwiched between two layers of nickel. If one of those outer layers is missing, the coin will have a distinctive copper appearance on one side. These errors are visually striking and highly collectible. A missing clad layer on a 1998 p-dime in excellent condition can sell for thousands of dollars, and if combined with other errors, the value can rise even further. Die cracks and die breaks also play a role in determining value. Over time, dies wear down and can crack. When a cracked die is used to strike coins, raised lines or unusual shapes can appear on the coin's surface. Some die breaks are minor and add little value, but major die breaks that dramatically alter the design can be extremely desirable. Collectors often give these errors nicknames based on their appearance, which adds to their appeal and marketability. One of the most dramatic and valuable forms of die break is the cud error. A cud occurs when a piece of the die breaks off completely, leaving a raised blob of metal on the coin where the design should be. Large cuds on a 1998 p-dime are rare, and when they appear on prominent areas of the coin, they can command high prices. Another fascinating category involves broad strikes. A broad strike occurs when a coin is struck without the retaining collar that normally gives it its shape and reeded edge. The result is a coin that is wider and flatter than normal, with distorted design elements. Broad-struck dimes are visually impressive and immediately recognizable as errors. A 1998 p broad-strike dime in high condition can be worth far more than face value, especially if it is well-centered and shows strong detail. There are also strike-through errors, where foreign material such as grease, metal shavings, or fabric gets between the die and the planchet during striking. This results in missing or distorted design elements. Each strike-through error is unique because the foreign material creates a one-of-a-kind impression. Collectors are drawn to these coins because no two are exactly alike. One of the most mysterious and valuable possibilities involves transitional errors. These occur when a mint accidentally uses old or experimental materials, designs, or processes during a period of change. While 1998 was not a major transition year for dimes, there are always experiments and test strikes happening behind the scenes at the mint. If a transitional error from this period were discovered, it would be an extraordinary find. Condition plays a huge role in determining how much a 1998 p-dime is worth. Even the rarest error loses value if the coin is heavily damaged, worn, or altered after leaving the mint. Coins that remain in mint state condition, showing no signs of circulation, are far more valuable. Professional grading services use a scale to evaluate coins, and high-grade examples often sell for multiples of what lower-grade versions bring. Authentication is absolutely critical. Because rare error coins can be worth so much money, there are many altered or counterfeit coins on the market. Professional grading and authentication provide assurance to buyers and sellers alike. A 1998 p-dime certified by a respected grading service carries far more credibility and market value than an uncertified example. The idea that a small 10-cent coin could be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars might sound unbelievable, but history is full of examples where ordinary coins turned into legendary collectibles. What makes the 1998 p-dime particularly exciting is that it is modern enough that many people still have them in circulation, yet old enough that rare errors have had time to be discovered and documented. Collectors often search through rolls of dimes from banks, hoping to find something unusual. While the odds are slim, the potential reward keeps people searching. That thrill of discovery, the idea that a life-changing coin could be hiding in plain sight, is what makes coin collecting so addictive and rewarding. Market demand also. My dears, if you've ever held a small coin in your hand and wondered how something so ordinary could possibly be worth a fortune, then you're in exactly the right place. Today, we're diving into a story that challenges everything we think we know about everyday money. We're talking about the Liberty 1 dime dated 2018 with a Mintmark from the United States, a coin that on the surface looks like simple pocket change, yet in rare circumstances has been linked to astonishing values reaching as high as $6,290,000, a figure that sounds unbelievable when you consider its face value of just 10 cents. This is a journey into the hidden world of minting errors, rare mistakes, unexpected variations, and the incredible possibilities that can turn an ordinary dime into a legendary treasure. When most people think about valuable coins, their minds jump to ancient gold pieces, colonial rarities, or famous historical coins from centuries ago. Very few people would ever imagine that a modern dime, struck in 2018, could become one of the most talked about and potentially valuable coins in modern numismatics. Yet history has shown us again and again that rarity does not always come from age alone. Sometimes it comes from imperfection, from accidents that occur during the minting process, from overlooked details, and from tiny differences that only a trained eye or a curious collector might notice. The Liberty dime tradition has deep roots in American coinage. Although the 2018 dime features the familiar Roosevelt design, the spirit of liberty still defines the coin, symbolizing freedom, democracy, and the ideals on which the nation was built. Every dime produced carries that symbolic weight, but only a very small number carry the kind of extraordinary characteristics that can push their value far beyond imagination. The 2018 P dime is one such example, not because every single one is rare, but because of the astonishing errors and anomalies that can occur within this issue. To understand how a 10-cent coin could ever reach such an extreme valuation, we first need to understand how coins are made. At the Philadelphia Mint, marked by the P Mintmark, millions upon millions of dimes are struck every year. The process is highly automated, precise, and designed to produce uniform coins at incredible speed. Blanks are punched from metal sheets, heated, cleaned, and then struck between dies that imprint the designs on both sides. Ideally, every coin comes out nearly identical. But perfection is difficult to maintain when producing coins in such massive quantities, and it is in those rare moments of failure that legends are born. One of the most important factors that can drive the value of a 2018 P dime into extraordinary territory is the presence of major minting errors. These are not small scratches or signs of wear from circulation. These are dramatic mistakes that happen during production and escape quality control. One such error is the double die. This occurs when the die used to strike the coin has a misalignment during its creation, causing the design elements to appear doubled. On a dime, this doubling might be visible in the lettering, the date, or even the details of Roosevelt's portrait. A strong, clear double die error on a modern coin is already rare, but on a 2018 P dime, it becomes an object of intense interest. Another highly prized error is an off-center strike. This happens when the blank is not properly aligned between the dies at the moment of striking. The result is a coin where part of the design is missing, shifted, or incomplete, sometimes showing a crescent of blank metal on one side. While minor off-center strikes are relatively common, dramatic off-center strikes that still show the full date and mint mark are extremely rare and highly sought after. A 2018 P dime with a dramatic off-center strike could already be worth thousands or tens of thousands of dollars, depending on the severity and eye appeal. Even more valuable are wrong planchet errors. This is where a coin is struck on a metal blank intended for a different denomination or even a different coin altogether. Imagine a 2018 dime struck on a planchet meant for a penny, a nickel, or even a foreign coin. The weight, color, and thickness would be noticeably different, and the design would not fit the planchet correctly. These errors are among the most exciting finds in modern coin collecting because they represent a serious breakdown in the minting process. A 2018 P dime struck on the wrong planchet could be worth an extraordinary amount, especially if the error is unique or extremely rare. Another category of error that fuels massive valuations is the mule error. This occurs when the obverse die from one coin is paired with the reverse die of a different coin. Mule errors are exceptionally rare because they require a significant mistake in die pairing. If a 2018 dime were somehow struck with an incorrect reverse, such as a design intended for another denomination, it would instantly become one of the most important modern mint errors ever discovered. Coins like this are the kind that museums, major collectors, and auction houses fight over, and their prices can climb into the millions. Mintmark errors themselves also play a critical role in determining value. The 2018 dime from Philadelphia normally carries a P mint mark, but errors involving the mint mark can create enormous interest. A missing mint mark, an improperly punched mint mark, or a doubled mint mark can all add value. While missing mint marks are more famous on older coins, modern examples are still rare and collectible. A 2018 P dime that should have a mint mark but does not, or one that shows unusual mint mark characteristics, can become a standout piece. Beyond striking errors, there are also die errors to consider. These include die cracks, die breaks, cuds, and retained cuds. A cud is a raised blob of metal caused by a broken piece of the die. Large, dramatic cuds that alter the appearance of the coin are highly collectible. If a 2018 P dime were struck with a massive cud that affects a major design element, it could become one of the most visually striking error coins of its year. Collectors love errors they can easily see without magnification, and bold die errors often command strong premiums. Another fascinating possibility is the presence of transitional errors. These occur when the mint is in the process of changing dies, designs, or compositions, and a coin is struck using mismatched or outdated components. While less common in modern times, transitional errors still happen. If a 2018 dime were struck using an experimental planchet, an incorrect alloy, or an outdated die, it could represent a unique snapshot of the mint's internal processes. Coins like this often become the centerpiece of advanced collections. Condition also plays a major role in determining value. Even an error coin must be in exceptional condition to reach the highest valuations. A 2018 P dime with a major error that is also in pristine, uncirculated condition, possibly with full original luster and sharp details, would be far more valuable than a similar error coin that shows wear or damage. High-grade modern error coins are especially rare because many are discovered only after entering circulation, where they quickly pick up marks and wear. The story of a coin also matters. Provenance, or the documented history of a coin, can add to its value. If a particular 2018 P dime error coin can be traced back to its discovery, documented by experts, and authenticated by reputable grading services, it becomes far more desirable. Certification by a major grading service provides confidence to buyers and helps establish the coin's legitimacy and importance. A unique or nearly unique error with strong documentation can ignite bidding wars among collectors. The idea of a modern dime being worth millions might sound exaggerated, but history provides examples that support such possibilities. There have been modern coins with extraordinary errors that sold for hundreds of thousands or even millions of dollars. These coins become famous not just for their rarity, but for the stories they tell about how even the most advanced manufacturing systems can produce remarkable mistakes. When collectors believe a coin represents a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, price becomes almost secondary. Another factor that drives extreme valuations is demand. Coin collecting is a global hobby, and the number of wealthy collectors has grown significantly in recent decades. When a rare coin captures the imagination of collectors around the world, competition can push prices to astonishing levels. A unique 2018 P dime error, especially one that combines multiple types of errors or represents a previously unknown variety, could attract international attention and unprecedented demand. There is also the psychological appeal of modern rarities. Many collectors enjoy the idea that incredible treasures might still be hiding in everyday change. The 2018 dime represents hope, the possibility that anyone could make a life-changing discovery. This emotional connection can drive enthusiasm and value far beyond what logic alone might suggest. A coin that symbolizes that dream becomes more than metal. It becomes a story, a legend, and a symbol of chance and curiosity. It's important to remember that not every 2018 P dime is valuable. The vast majority are worth exactly 10 cents. But within that enormous population, a tiny number stand apart due to extraordinary circumstances. These are the coins that collectors dream about, the ones that make headlines, and the ones that redefine what we think is possible in modern coinage.